Hello beautiful soul, welcome back to my channel. I am back with another tutorial for you guys. I am showing you guys something cute, funky, natural, something very eccentric, some braid art, okay? Because I was eating the girls up when I did this, okay? So I wanted to show you guys how I did it. So you're gonna start by parting out a thin bang, and this is gonna be like horizontal, and you kind of want this to be rounded out just a little bit where your top edges are. And I'm excited to show you guys this because y'all know I love me some braid art, okay? And yeah, and I'm thinking about doing a little series, so let me know in the comments what y'all think at the end of this video, if I should do a braid art series. Usually I would tell you guys to pre-part, but this time with this style, because it's a quick braid style, I am just starting out by braiding each section at a time. And what I'm going to do is just braid this section down towards whichever side I want my bang on, and I'm going to pull my edges out and braid it all the way down to the teeny little ends and seal it with some moisture, some good old conditioner or something. And what I'm going to do is just pin it in place so I can get an idea of what I want my style to look like and where I want my bang to sit. Step 2, you are going to part a side braid from the top of your temple where the first braid ends, and you're going to slick down your edges so that they're all swooped in. I like to swoop my edges in so it's low maintenance for me. If y'all want to leave them out, go ahead, but I'm going to slick everything in, add some moisturizer to my hair, and then I'm going to braid that in the same direction as my bang. And so again, just braid it all the way down to the ends, because what we're going to be doing is sewing these braids in place. So you want to make sure that your braids are all the way braided down to the ends, and you're going to again pin that in place and repeat the same thing on the other side, but obviously you'd be going in the opposite direction, so you'd be going away from your bang. And you want to kind of stagger this braid, because this will be the first braid that you have that will kind of create that staggered look at the top. So again, you're going to slick your edges in or leave them out, add some moisture cream to your hair and braid all the way down, circle it up in the area that you want it to be circled into, and pin it in place. Now, before you start braiding the back, you just want to make sure everything is looking how you want it to look, okay? She's giving goddess, she's giving queen already. So I was having lighting issues, so don't mind that, but I'm going to start braiding the back, and what I'm going to do is still keep that staggered look. So you're going to go further than your initial starting point from your last braid so that it creates like a zigzag staggered look effect. And as you guys can see, I do have the tri-fold mirror in the back of me. Y'all know this is my holy grail. It is a little bit dirty, don't mind that. Just pay attention to the tutorial, okay? But yes, I'm going to part it down, and I'm going to create a medium-sized braid. I really only want to have about 10 braids in the back, so just braid that down all the way to the ends. I always like to smooth out my hair with a comb or a brush so that everything is smooth and all of my hairs are tucked away, and we create as less flyaway hairs as possible. And then with the ends of the braids in the back, you're going to twirl them up. But once everything is braided down, that is when I'm going to seal everything, sew everything, tie everything together. So just stay tuned for the end of the video, and you guys will see how I actually achieve this look and pin everything up, even if you have long hair, okay? So again, I am showing you guys what this staggered look looks like. You're going to go further than your last braid's starting point, so that creates a zigzag effect. You don't have to do this, honestly. You have free will, you can do your braids however you like, but this is just the style that I went for, okay? I was inspired by a picture off of Pinterest, and so I tried it out, and yeah, so this is just really exciting, and I want to know what you guys really think about this, because braid art has changed so much, as you guys can see out there with the stitch braids and the braid art, and the fact that you can actually learn how to do a few of these creative styles yourself is exactly why I decided to try it out and why I'm interested in doing a series. So again, let me know if I should do a creative braid art series, because y'all, like, let's get into it. So after you stagger about 2 to 3 braids, you're going to realize that you can't stagger every single little braid. So what I did to like switch this up is just start the braid at the same starting point as my last braid instead of going further beyond it. This just creates a different style. Like I said, you could probably add another staggered braid or 2, but I decided to just start doing a different design now that my staggering abilities have been lost. So yeah, here I am just mapping out my braids. I want them about medium size, so I'm just gonna keep looking in the mirror and making sure that those cornrows are straight, using a little bit of beeswax as well as conditioner, and then always double checking your parts before you start braiding, because you don't want to look up and notice that you actually messed up or the line is not as straight as it should be. So just double check everything before you start braiding, and always seal those ends. Okay, y'all gonna hear me say it time and time again, seal those ends with moisture, because that is the key to length retention and just having strong, healthy, shiny, bouncy hair. Okay, now because these are cornrows, you can always have damage on the nape of the neck. You know, that area is very sensitive to bumps and redness and itching and things of that nature. So in order to make sure that you save your neck hairs and prevent any redness or bumping or irritation, you are going to make sure that your neck hairs are not being snatched into the braid. Yes, you want them to be put in the braid, but press on the nape of your neck a little bit and pull the hair up just to see how much hair is actually going inside of the braid, and this will help you prevent any bumping or redness because you are being more sensitive to the ends of the neck. So if you feel any tightness or pulling, a quick tip is to just press on the area where it's tied at and pull the braid a little bit away from it and loosen it up a little bit and continue braiding. You want that neck area to be slightly loose, but also all the neck hair snatched up. Okay, so this is your own head. Be intuitive, tap into that intuition, and kind of just feel what that feels like, because we want all of our hair. Okay, and I'm going to show you guys what that looks like one more time, just because it is just really important that we are taking care of our hair. Okay, I am all about the wellness of the entire body. So yeah, I'm just double checking my parting, making sure everything is as even as possible, and then I'm going to start braiding. So yeah, and as you guys can see, my braid pattern has switched up entirely. Honestly guys, I just got creative with this process. If you want to do it exactly like this, then have at it. If not, switch it up. I advise you guys to get creative. I am an advocate for creativity at all times. And so yeah, I'm just going to braid that last braid down, and I'm going to show you guys how I pin everything together. So you're going to take your rubber bands and rubber band all of the ends of your pinwheels, and you're going to take a needle and thread with a knot on the end and start at the top of the pinwheel and just pin that down, start sewing that in place, and then you're going to trace the ends of your hair around the pinwheel or on the inside of the pinwheel, and this will give that like circle creation illusion. And the reason why you are starting at the top is because you want to make sure that it is secure in the place that you want your bang to sit at. Because this is a braid, it's going to be a little stiff, so you want it to be stiff exactly in the place that you want it to be stiff at. And then you're going to repeat that process on your sides. Honestly, pin them in place, start at the top, and make sure they are sitting exactly where you want them to sit at. And then when you are done, you are going to tie a regular knot and then cut it off. Honestly, I just cut maybe like 2 or 3 inches away, tie it a couple times, and then use the scissors to cut it as low as possible so that it looks like there is no thread there. And then if you can't get your ends all the way sewed down, I would just use a little bit of edge control to smooth it down, because most of it should be covered by the rubber band, and this is why I have it rubber banded. So yeah, you're going to create your knots, cut off the excess thread, and then for the back of your braids, you're going to make some small knots at the end, some long knots, and seal it with a rubber band. And each one you're going to bend up where you want your braids to stop. So each braid will be the measuring points for all of your other braids, and that way you don't have to like measure every single time. You just pin up and you know exactly where you need to pin it up at. Rubber band everything down, and honestly guys, you can do so many different things with your ends. You can either tie them up how I just tied them out. You can put beads on the ends, different colored beads. You can leave the beads without the beads and just put some curling conditioner on the ends and leave them curly. Like it's a few different ways you can wear this style, which is why I love creative styles. But as you guys can see, I have rubber banded every single little braid, and the style is just looking so elegant and just so pretty, you guys. Like, I just absolutely love this style. But we only have one step left, okay? So what you're going to want to do is just add a little bit of mousse to where those pinwheels are, and then also at the back, so that when you put your headscarf on, it will sit and stay in place for a period of time, and everything will set in place. You can either do this at nighttime, and you can also do this before you are getting ready to go somewhere, and that way the hair is always fresh and laid, okay? So after you take your headscarf off, everything should be laid and slayed, and you are all done, my love. This style just came out so cute, and this is why I want to do a braid art series, because I love doing braid art on myself, and I know you guys will enjoy that too. So subscribe, let me know what you think, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.